Bound by Fate and Blood by Jenna O'Malley. The Merna Annals, Book 1.
Chapter 6. Let her go. Murakawa, be quiet, Harume murmured. Christian's lips curled at the affection lacing her voice. What value is her life to you, demon? The steel of my katana longs to end your misery. Do not tempt me to consume you. Mimicking Murakawa's circling steps, Christian didn't budge far. Harumi winced, so he adjusted his hold on her. In his periphery, he saw Frey urge other onlookers back. Christian asked, "Is she your cat, or is she your mouse?" "How dare you!" Murakawa spat. Frey warned, "Mind your temper, mon ami. These Scots talk circles around people with insults as well as we Merna do." "I refuse to parley with a vile human." Murakawa rose onto the balls of his bare feet, grinding them into the dirt. "Step down." "Thank the divine for your arrival, Shifera," Harumi wheezed when Christian's arm slackened. He watched Nephtyri walk into the circle, tightening around them in silence. Harumi's heel slammed into his foot, causing him to crumble. She somersaulted 3 times towards safety. "Frey, take your battalion and leave. We will meet you in Canterbury." Before anyone could argue, Nephtyri explained, "I'll handle Baron Sinclair. Go." Hesitation painted Frey's face with compliance, but he snapped a repeat of her orders for the crowd. They melted into the shadows as if carried by air. He remained, much to Christian's dismay and agitation. "Baron Sinclair, drop your weapon." Nephtyri spoke with a sobering appeal. "Not in this life. Please be civil and discuss how we can help one another. We do not have time to debate. Your help could benefit us against the guild." "I said not in this life. The hunters deserve your revenge, not my coven. Permit us this request. Not in this life." "Shifera!" Frey boomed as Christian raised the firearm to his own temple. Another gesture from Nephtyri halted them both. "Make for Canterbury with the others, Turnley." The firearm didn't budge, and he didn't speak once they were alone. She circled him again. "Enough blood has been shed. You don't need to join your family in vain. Vengeance is honorable. You have witnessed such during your travels. Since you need evidence as to why I am not your enemy, permit me." She huffed as if agitated and defeated. Pulling the blouse out of her riding pants, she revealed a puckered and aged scar that ran deep into her lower abdomen. He couldn't avoid staring at its roughness. "I do not have a desire to be captured by them again, no more than you wish to be under their thumb in this confusion. The guild killed our previous Uranshi Fanra and others in our highest ranks. I should have died instead of escaping, but magic is a forgiving force to those who use it in balance and who are willing to pay the right price." And pay she did indeed, he thought. Somebody scoured her abdomen using an axe, and each stroke had different angles of entry and exit. How she survived was miraculous. She tucked away her scar and embarrassment. "Your grief is justified, and I understand your pain, Baron." The firearm dangled at his side. Deep agony dispelled residual tension between them. "Christian, please. That title is as dead as my sister." "Christian, I do not seek your sympathy, though as an older sibling myself, I would love to supply it. I'm grateful for the dignifying gesture to parley." "Don't be so formal. You're partially glad my family is dead, since it benefits you." She sighed. "The guild hunted us Marina and our allies for centuries. With your help, we could end senseless bloodshed, slavery, and death. Slavery that better not have been going on in my family behind my back. The Baroness wielded her power too long, if that corruption exists. Not many Marina are sold to the guild these days unless they capture one of us higher-ranking officers or elders. Rumors and experience suggest they adapted to conscript humans to kill us for lessening costs in the bounty system." "Why are you so interesting to them? You speak as if they have been after you the longest." The color to her cheeks faded. "I'm the last full-blooded female vampire known to exist, and the last of my bloodline. In the Hunter's bounty system, I am the top prize." Hunter's opinion of her couldn't be clearer. She was not a prize to be won like the finer human nobles Christian deigned to woo. She was a trophy to be gutted and mounted on display by the highest bidder. Other oblivions were too cruel to conjure. "Who were you fighting on the day you gained the scar?" "Two of the guild's strongest warriors. We call them Silas the Slayer and Duncan the Draco Killer. You might have more familial terms to label them as you wish." He smothered his face in his hands. "I didn't think you would like that answer. Such a coy lass, aren't you? Since I have been tainted by association with you, I am a profitable sale on the auction block for information. Many foreign and local dignitaries would pay handsomely to have me within arm's reach." His mind raced as he paced. Siding with her permitted the hunters to tear him asunder on sight as a traitor, as Frey said. The chances of top-performing hunters allowing a newcomer to lead them because of family legacy were slim. If they aligned with his mother, a minor noble, other hunters were in similar and higher positions. Puzzle pieces slotted together. What is my mother's affiliation with them, as in her ranking in their leadership? She is the gilded governess of the farthest isles. She reports to one man, the Imperial Lord Hunter, and she failed her master in 2 missions, and those 2 being what? Draining my pure blood, if not Abraxas's as well. She has her reasons beyond escaping her husband's clutches and humiliating him. She might be in a smattering of hot water with the guild proper for not training you to follow your father. It's an odd thing, even to us Merna. What do you mean? When would she have time to train me when I was so busy learning how to run our merchant fleet, or how to design the very ship I sail on? She should have trained you at the age of 14 to do that and to run the guild, as if you were replacing your father to be the heir. It is our assumption, therefore, the hunters raised Sinclair Manor when they found out the truth of your education being rather one-sided. I suppose we are kin in some regards, you and I. If you were willing to help me, I can do so for you in return, as uncanny as it sounds. However, the hunters saw to the mass destruction of other pure-blooded Merna a century ago, most of whom remain are halflings, changelings, or turnlings, meaning they were once more human than Merna. You might not have to work for their trust more than mine. And what makes you an excellent judge, Shifera? Nephtyri, and I can see into your dreams. He scoffed, despite how divine her name sounded. Fine, Nephtyri. What do you gain from keeping me other than to ransom my life away? Unlike most Merina, and certainly the hunters, I possess more than a shred of dignity and honor. I would rather let your choices determine your merit, as I do with all beings. Dignity, honor, merit, qualities he respected in a fellow warrior and leader. A horn sounded in the distance. She cursed in that language his father often mocked. We're out of time. They've scouted us. His free hand grasped a blade in the dirt. Can you lead us out of here? Like a pair of charged cannonballs, they raced into the tree line. She explained. Frey and the others cleared a path. I can see their tracks in the darkness. Of course. We should find you some clothes as we travel, but first we need some scent coverage. I suppose you have specific methods. As much as habit wishes to rely on ritual, such would waste what time we have borrowed. Her pace quickened once they reached the back road across the darkest woodland of his childhood. She vanished mid-step and reappeared on the other side of the road. What kind of illusion are you? Stop asking so many questions and hurry. Smear some of that mud on yourself as you pass. Her whisper seemed to be in his ear, despite their physical distance and her unmoving lips. Grousing under his breath, he gave chase. The woodlands were harsh, and the foolhardiest child in him would never risk them. He twisted around roots, and stumbling through brush, at the sound of his pained cursing, she offered him her hands in a flash. Pulling to his feet with her help cost him so much energy, and the sword. How are you able to run so fast? She called over her shoulder. Merna have different abilities, magical and physical. They came to a drying creek bed, and her reappearing act happened again mid-step. Moonlight streamed between them as ethereal ambiance in a clearing around the stream. He took a step toward her, enthralled by the way shadows danced between them. Outstretching her hand, she called for him to step over the last threshold. Christian Sinclair, let us be allies against our shared enemies.